Okay, so it's visible. Okay, so today's session is going to be about the RICEFWs. I've taken some documents, the actual documents, the requirements that I gave. So last session was as in to be. So as you know that what is as in to be, right? Last session we went it with the topic. So the as is just the document that is where we are standing right now before the ERP implementation, and to be is where we are going to be when the implementation is done. It's it's just a roadmap, or you can say call it as the final end product. How is it going to look? What the users will be using, and the same can be demonstrated in a implementation project in a realize phase. If you remember phases, I guess. So the phases, I think I have saved somewhere. Okay, so I think in this folder it was there. Okay, it's not here. Okay, I think I've saved. Okay, this is the methodology. One second. So what happens here in the realize phase? Where is that? Okay, so what happens in the sorry, explore phase? Explore phase we'll do fit gap analysis, right? What is needed to be done? We'll make your as is and to be documents. Then if then this fit gap, what does fit gap means, right? We're going to see the fit gap now. Then this process is basically in the middle of explore and realize. Why I'm calling it under realize in the beginning was that we are going to do sprints for the data, sorry, the tiles, if they are properly made or not, the developments are done or not. Okay, so all this UAT and your fit gap is done in explore. It is in the realize that we start the developments. So I think here you can check the realize phase, trim, solution configuration. So all this end-to-end before end-to-end testing, when we configure the solution, all these custom changes are done here in the explore and realize phase. Explore is like you will do the to be document, and realize is where you define the where you sit with the ABAP team, define the logic, make the coding, change the program, even the reports, the interfaces. All this will be done here. So today's session is all about RICEFW. Let's not waste any more time and dive right in. Okay, so RICEFWs, what is the meaning of each one? We'll check. Okay, so introduction. Let me write to RICEFW. So why I have written in all caps? So each word, each letter of this means a word. It is a terminology. Okay, so some people call it FW rice, and some people call it RICEFW. Either way, jumble it, anything, it is same. So we have talked about workflows, but it was just the flexible workflows. We'll take a brief look on each word, and let's get started with the introduction. So this is used in the SAP implementation, right? So what happens in an implementation project? So right now, I have also a document. I'll share with you guys types of projects. So this was the initial document. I think you might have. We have 6 types of project: greenfield implementation that we have always took the example of, then support, rollout, conversion, upgrade, and development. So one thing is common in all projects: the requirement given by the client, right? So in whatever you do, even in supports, the client will give you requirements. The requirements are called as change request. In tomorrow session I will cover, sorry, in the Monday, I think tomorrow is Saturday, right? So in the Monday session I will cover with the SLAs, the tickets, the ticket portal. So we have a custom portal. I'll show you how it works, what is the layout, how you assign tickets, how you create one. Okay, so the custom changes, or in all types, 6 types of projects, what happens? The client will always demand, right? In implementation, as we have seen in the realize phase, after the to be is fixed, right? We'll fix the requirement. After the to be is fixed, we'll give the solution, right? and the client will do a sign off. The sign off, after taking the sign off, will sit with the ABAP team, will tell that this is needed. So any custom development that is needed to be done apart from this SAP standard solution. So you can check that if the solution is available in the standard or not. So there are reports, right? ME2N report is there, or ME81FN is there, or manage purchase order application is there. So you should be well aware about SAP Fiori app library. I've already given the link in the Fiori session. You can refer to that also. So what happens when a client demands a custom requirement? Will, after freezing the requirement, will sit with the ABAP team. Then there is a framework called RICEFW. So RICEFW is a framework. I think it is more of a term. I am not. I have written it as a framework because this is the definition given in the SAP blog. So whatever documents I give you, they are a part of SAP blog or SAP community blogs. So it is a framework. So framework only means that you have to work according to these objects only. So any customization changes, only these six. Okay, six things are there which you have to understand each usage and each functionality that you'll be using in the SAP implementation projects. So why are they significant? What is the use? We'll check here. So the significance, okay. So the significance is that in the blueprinting, after the blueprinting and design phase, so they are talking about as in 2B, right? So as is they have checked in the BBP phase, after 2B, they'll do a BBP, right? The configuration and all. So if there is any gaps left after the customer workshop or after the 2B documentation, then they will sit, the consultant will sit and they'll design the RICEFW, the fit gap. For fit gap, we'll do RICEFW. Just remember, fit gap is RICEFW. After fit gap, if the client is not satisfied, they will say that we want custom workflows or we want custom alerts in the system, right? So all this will be covered under RICEFW. So first is requirement gathering. You will conduct workshops with the client. Interviews. This means a questionnaire interview. I have already given one sample. I need to refine the documents, then I will upload. The session to understand the business need. So session to understand business need only means your as is to be, right? You'll document it. Everything should be documented, signed off properly. Format will be given by the manager. So manager will be on each step of the cycle. So make sure to keep them in the loop. Then mapping of gap analysis. So gap analysis, your fit gap analysis. So if something is not in the standard functionality, you will identify the object, okay, and identify, okay, and identify one thing, objects, okay, where customizations are required. So objects means the part or the process of SAP MM or any module. This is standard. Any module that has custom objects or that is needed the attention of a web team or the technical team, you can customize it, right? Then the categorization. So this means under the RICEFW, you will identify the custom development. So anything like the forms. So forms is what? Your printouts of POs or PRs. So we have a custom printout of the PR. I'll show you one example of the PR. So in the standard SAP system, you will not have a T code to print out the PR. Why? Because PR is an internal document. You can also Google and check that can we have a printout of PR? The answer will be no. Our project has custom requirements that PR is taken into a printout and the superintending or the plant in charge, so the station in charge will sign. Then after only his sign, the requirement is approved finally. So custom developments can be categorized under this six things. I will explain the six things. Then the documentation. So documentation detailed specification is needed. So today's session name is RICEFW and FRS, functional requirement specification. And the second part of this today's session, I'll tell about this last fourth point, documentation, how we document it. So I have 5 documentation, and what are the stakeholders who will be clearing the guidelines. So the stakeholders means the business stakeholders and the developer and the functionals that we are. So everyone will be involved in this, and the documentation will be given by us. So you need to include your project manager's name also. So why are they essential, right? So for budgeting and planning. So the let's say customer asks you one report, like inventory turnover report. So this was one thing that customer asked. They gave no logic. They didn't had the proper requirement. They just wanted a inventory report. In the standard, it was already there, but the client wanted to see something else. So they called turnover as what is the total inventory value we have. So this was not a requirement. This was just something that the client is not aware about. So you need to plan if the requirement is correct or not, right? The budgeting, what efforts it will be taking. So I have a FS for you guys, and all this is comes under the change request. So any changes that you're doing in the system that is not part of the standard SAP be will be having some cost. So technical efforts, the technical team is something else. So functionals, we will run the business smoothly unless and until there is a custom change. So if the custom change or if the custom requirement comes in, it will impact in the cost. So the price or the costing of the project will go up. So this is something that your manager will take care of. So you need to inform before taking any custom request. You can change the configuration as much as you want. You can ask for ABAP help as much as you want. But if a new report or anything is needed to be developed, this will cost some planning. The time of planning will be the deadline you will set. You will set one deadline that after 2 weeks we'll deliver this, or after 1 week. Then the budgeting will be done. Risk management. So risk management is like, are there any challenges or are there any conflicts? So conflicts means that let's say I was told to develop one DMS, the document management system, this in a screen layout of Migo. So we have one custom button. So the risk in that was the entire Migo could crash. So Migo, as you know, it's a combination of 26 tables. I've already given this in the difference between ECC and S4HANA slide. So 26 tables when combined into single table, and when you're trying to do Migo instead of all the obsolete T codes. So SAP system, however, it might be very uh, smooth, or it might be very fast due to rows and column database and the application layer, but it will get stuck. Why? This is why, because in SAP, what happens in a live environment, we have around 4,000 users. So 4,000 users transacting 24/7, because plant runs 24/7. People will be doing the transaction. They'll do less transaction, but at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., we have seen transactions by users. Their SAP IDs, they're logging into the system at night, right? So why are they doing this? They have some shift and all. So what happens with the risk that are, if the process, if the user is doing some process, will that be hampered? Or the logic that I'll show you is for MIR7 report. So we made one invoice status report. The client had some custom requirement. We had to link it with the third party interface. So that report was customized. So all these things were needed to be incorporated. New tables were created. So to incorporate all those changes, what are the potential challenges? So we need to list out any challenges in a document that is called a change request document, the cost, budgeting, timeline, if there are any conflicts. So the conflict with my invoice status report was, I also needed to add one attachment button. So if I need to park invoice, I need to I need to give one attachment. If I don't give, the system will throw error that attachment is not given. It is mandatory. So this was an enhancement, the E part enhancement. Okay, so streamline development. So with a clear list of RICEFW, you need to you will get what is the development. It will not be overlooked. Maintenance. So after the development, the maintenance is needed, right? So let's say the system, if it is upgraded with the SAP support package level, if it is upgraded or any custom changes are required in that safe development, if the client asks for new features, So you can track the maintenance after, and the potential enhancement can be tracked. Okay, so RICEFWs. So reports are ALV reports. So this is the example is ME2N, or you can develop custom reports. I'll give you ALV reports also. Uh, let me show you in my system after this, once we are done. Then we have IDOCs, ALEs, RFCs, BAPIs, CPIs, POs. This is process, the PIPO module, not PO. It should be PIPO. Third party middleware. So I think there is a Xeron something kind of software that is working as a middleware, and we have SAP PIPO that is also a middleware. CPI is the cloud PIPO version of SAP. It's a new solution in the S4 HANA. The RFC, you have RFC remote connections that that system is needed to the SAP system is needed to be linked with the web portal. So you have RFCs in there. ALE, you all know, IDOCs is intermediate documentations or documents. That is a part of the interfaces. So we have covered interfaces with ALEs and EDIs. EDI is electronic data interchange, and ALE EDI we have done. IDOCs we have not done. It is same. You can do ALE EDI, ALE and EDI, or IDOC or and EDI. So it is same. EDI means both are the same. Conversion or LTMC LSMW. I think Anuradha attended the session of LSMW. LTMC I have given. BDC, I'll show you one template of BDC. I've also taken the data of conversion. Then data extraction is LSMW, and data transformation is LTMONs. Okay, so it is MOMs, not MON. Uh, LTMOM is any customization to the standard LTMC. So LTMC, if you customize, it becomes LTMOM. You need ABAP help, right? Any custom fields, uh, any changes in the standard layout of the materials mm01 create change screens. If you try to update with the standard, it will update. But if there are any custom changes, then you need to map in the template also. LTMM will be there. Then the user exits. So what are user exits? So I have a full ABAP document of user exits. There is a book by ARP Press. So user exits are nothing but any enhancement that are required. So what happens is, with the use of baddies or any standard code or any custom codes, the ABAP team, what they will do is they will put some user exit, and from that point of code, the logic will exit from the code. It will jump into the next logic, next loop. So coding, there are loops. There are some if else statements where and uh, do while, all these statements are there. So you need to be technically sound. You need to know the basics of coding, so that uh, you can check what a BAPR is doing. So this will only come when you will interact with the BAP team. And then clone reports, customer functions. Then there are forms. So forms is nothing but the Adobe Forms or Smart Forms. SAP scripts. So SAP script is nothing but the mix of JavaScript and the Smart Forms. Adobe Forms were earlier used. The HR forms are nothing but the ACR reports, annual compliance reports. Some ACR reports is there, that is managed by the all the PSUs, or you might also have this annual compliance report. So you need to fill that. In HR, it is there. Workflows, SAP workflows, standard and standard we already saw, flexible. You have custom workflows, right? So SWDD and SWDB, these T codes will be used to develop the workflows based on the custom requirement. So we don't have any custom workflows as of now, but FI team developed one. So I don't have any report for that, but you guys can check for the workflows. In we only use standard. If any other is needed, we will use release strategy, and that will be taken with the ABAPers help. So we need to give them FRS. So after this, I'll tell you about our FRS. So first, cover reports. What is RICEFWs are? RICEFWs are is reports. What is an ALV report? So if the customer needs to uh, get some data, right? So every time they will not use VLOOKUP. They will be like, we are frustrated with VLOOKUP. Our manager or our director is asking for this report. Give us a good report that in that we don't want to use VLOOKUP. So that is one report that I created with my ABAP team, and I'll show you how this ALV report looks like and what is the FRS for that. So when I will be explaining FRS, it will be much clear. I'll explain the reports after all this RICEW objects. So you get that ALV. ALV is nothing but your list viewer, ABAP list viewer. ALV means ABAP list viewer. So it is a ALV grid report. So report will have the report will have a layout that is suitable in a better layout. So ALV, wherever ALV report is there, the layout will be very soothing, right? I'll show you the example of ME2N for ALV and BEST. SAP standard report that ME2N has is BEST. So best report is bad in the layout. ALV, you'll find it very uh, uh, interactive to look at. Then imagine this is an example. So imagine your SAP with a library that is filled with books. So this example I have given because uh, when you go to a library, there will be books, right? Then it will be all scattered. So let's say you want to read a Shakespeare novel, maybe King Lear or Romeo and Juliet or Merchant of Venice, any of the Shakespeare novel. So you'll go to the section, you will find S, you will go there, and you will be confused. Then you go back to the librarian, you ask her, where is that? So every time you need a book, you need to go back to the librarian because it will be very messed up. So to find any data in the library or to find any book in the library, you need to go back. So this is a waste of time. If you want to save time, just go to the T code yourself or go to the book yourself, find it, read it, and then end it. So what happens with this is that when you have ME2N report, right, you will know what POs are there, what are the other fields that are there. Or if you customize a report, let's say your ABAP team has built a report, they have customized. So you can use the joins, you can pull two tables together. So this is very helpful in day-to-day life. I'll show you one example. So this might be asked by your customer also. I've helped with the same report in two other projects. So that is the best example I will give you. So interfaces we already saw about intermediate documents, that is IDOC. These only reflect the inbound interfaces, that is the data coming into the SAP from your website. I've already showed you my portal, and the data that is going out of the website, the outward message is from the SAP. So you have various tools like RFC. So RFC is a remote call function. So it is a remote connection that is needed to be maintained by your the bases and the security team, right? So the security guy will be right there, and they will maintain RFC users. For RFCs, they'll create one user ID. They will link it to the database. They'll link it to the database of the database table. The server that I'm using is having a RFC connection between the JDBC server of the website and the SAP S/4HANA database. The IDOC is intermediate document. You can also use ALEs. So ALE is also there. Then BAPI is a business application program interface. So this is something that will push the data into the interface system via the web services. Okay. Then we are having the example of business ecosystem. Let's imagine this, that you have different islands or different systems with a vast ecosystem. So this is archipelago. So archipelago is nothing but a group of islands that are together. You can also, if somebody has seen the Dubai, there's a palm tree kind of shape islands, small islands is there. Okay, so it is all these all are linked with this narrow sand bridge. Okay, so you can consider it like that. So each island will have its own language, the data format, but you need translators. So translator is nothing but the interface. So all the data that is going to and fro from SAP to the website or the web portal, or coming back from web portal to SAP, they will have some translators that are in the middle of the communication. So ABAP team and the technical team of SAP PI, PO, or CPI, they will sit together. They will develop iDocs, and they will ensure that the data exchange is going smoothly in all the interfaces and coming back to the table of SAP. So conversion is nothing but, let's say, when you are working on an implementation project and you have initial conversion. So conversion is like when you want to put the data. So there is a thing called ETL. So ETL is extract, transport, and load. So when I told you about the initial prepare phase, so you might remember I gave you example of a team, a business that came in to help with my current company. They updated all the data from the Excel and gave it to us. So what we did we was we were extracting the data, extraction, then transport, then we loaded the data into SAP via LTMC. So in the prepare phase, after the prepare phase, what we did was the PDFs were scanned, digital copies were made. So extraction, then transport. So transport and transform the data. So what we did was we refine the data based on the valuation types, based on the valuation category, based on the material types, the storage location, or the inventory. If you want to upload the inventory, then load. So load means we uploaded via a conversion. So conversion is nothing but your LTMC, LSMW, or the BDC program. So this is one example. Okay, so in the implementation, conversion entail migration data from legacy to SAP system. So this is what I've told. From Excel files or PDFs, they converted the data. Data cleansing is done. So this is the transformation of data transformation, extract, transport, and load. So load is the putting into the system, uploading the data into the system. Then you have conversion programs that are developed to migrate the data or transform the data from one format to another. So you could also involve data migration during the SAP implementation, upgrades, or the integration between different systems. So let's say you have Ariba, right? So if you have and you have Ariba, you want to have the middle master. So in Ariba, you have LTMC or LSMWs also. So you can ask the ABAPers, or you can customize the LTMCs into LTMOMs. So all this can be done with the help of conversion. So this is called a conversion, but you need to take the help of ABAP teams. Okay, so this is something that is an example. Consider your SAP system as a multilingual city that speaks different languages, and you need a translator that is a converter from one data language to another language. So SAP developer, what they'll do is they will interpret by writing a custom code, and that code will convert into the legacy data or the Excel data into the specific format into the SAP Battle Master or Vendor Master. Then enhancement is nothing but I've already explained that it is a custom business add-ins. A business add-in means that for a specific requirement, SAP has given some enhancement. Enhancement means to enhance, to change any standard functionality. So there are enhancement points. So one thing that ABAP team is to check is that there will be enhancement points in each SAP. One second. Enhancement points are available in SAP standard. Okay, so what happens that in PO, right? In PO, you might see some customer data screen. So these are nothing but the enhancements. So any custom screen, any custom changes, anything, you will know that it's different from the SAP standard. So if the customer is asking for any changes, so what the ABAP team will do, they will use enhancements. They will have some business add-ins. So business add-ins are nothing but in OLME, you will also find badges. I will show you the SPRO screen, or you can also check it by yourself. If you don't have time, we'll try to continue it in the next session also. So business add-ins are something that will be like user exit. So in user exits, you will use baddies only, or in an enhancement, you will use baddies. So there are some standard baddies that your ABAP team will find. So there is a so in each SAP object. So object means that in, let's say, in ME21N, you will see some custom logic, or in MIR7 or Miro, as you call it. Miro will have the custom enhancement points to change it from the SAP standard. So this is given by SAP itself, like change our standard T code or standard functionality. So they have given a so we have given an example of SAP model house with the rooms, furniture fittings, and we have to rearrange some furniture. So for that, we'll use or install some smart devices. So we'll use SAP baddies instead of SAP standard. So this will not alter SAP standard. This will only means that we are adding some extra functions. Forms. So forms are nothing but the SAP smart forms, SAP script. So this means JavaScript and SAP. So you can write on the SAP form also. So in the output, if the user says that we want to add some last minute changes after the form is printed, right? So in the print form, you can also change. So this is JavaScript and SAP mix called SAP script, and SAP smart forms are originally developed, and these are PDF. So Adobe Forms are Adobe PDFs, and you will generate these forms with the help of ABAP team in the NACE T code. So these are the forms, the routines that we do in the NACE. You have already seen. I have showed you the NACE configuration once. So there you can also check. Go back to the recording. You can check the forms. We have already seen how the forms looks like. I will show all these one by one where they are. And okay, so this is nothing. You can check with the examples also. For all the labels or the purchase orders, invoices, documents, we have custom tailor-made documents for the users. The workflows. So workflow example I've given to streamline the business process. There is something and that the ABAP team will do. So they'll go to SWDD, the workflow builder. So there's a specific T code for workflow, SWDD. They will have this graphical representation for the workflows. They will set how the conditions start, what are the branches of it, are the workflow, is the workflow going into parallel, or is it the standard workflow? All this will be custom made by the ABAP team. You just need to give the logic. So this is one thing that will come with practice only. It will not be like that release strategy, or it will come with workflow. So these are not workflows. So separate workflow consultants are there who will create a custom workflow. So this is a niche of SAP ABAP. So workflow consultants are very less. This is something that if any ABAP person learns, they will be ahead of a lot of the technical consultant. So let's come back to the RICEFW. We have gone to the overview. I'll show you one by one each of them. And this is a format of RICEFW that I'll be covering. This is a SAP documentation, RICEFW, reason for approval, that we have already seen this. One second. Here we have why is it essential and what are the significance. So this is a document that we are the author confirming this XYZ request. SAP solution lead architect, your functional guy, the functional lead will be there. That manager would be there. Then you have the version date. This is an FRS document, functional requirement specification for. Okay, this is the name, WRICEF. So this W means your RICEFW only. The name is different, but the thing is same. The framework is same. So you will have the date, version date of RICEFW. The table contents would be this. I have also used the same only. So for FS, the functional specification that the request you want to give to a paper is the context, the business background. Is it this? Why is the standard not appropriate? What are the approaches? Scope, assumptions, links. So assumptions only include that. What is the proposed design? So I will give you the proposed design also. I'll give you the dependencies. Is it hampering any standard configuration or not, will the SAP stop working or not. Then the solution design. The data model is like the requirements that you have given are as some extension needed, right? A custom Z field is needed in the table or not. So all this is there. Then user interface UI, the web Dyne Pro interface, the web WD application is there. In the starting I said I'll give you 1 or 2 hours extra sessions. So we'll discuss about web Dyne Pro application. I have made one WD application with my ABAP team. I'll show you how it is running on the GUI and how we'll test it and what are the features that we have. So web Dyne Pro was used till 2010 and sorry 2015. So it came in 2010, and after UI5, WebDyn Pro is used very rarely. So WebDyn Pro is something that is also integrated with the UI5 Fury applications. So okay, now we'll go to the enhancement logics. So enhancements are nothing but the baddie. So this baddie will be found by the ABAP team. Enhancement spots will be found by the ABAP team. You don't need to do anything. You just need to tell your requirement to the client or to the ABAP team. So custom SAP application will be used by the enhancement techniques. Enhancement techniques include these three: the methods, the call function would be there, the baddies, the enhancement spots will be there. Application logic is there. Okay, so application logic, you need to tell what is the ABAP doing, what is the flow of this, how the flow will work. Simply you need to show them the basic flow of the application they'll handle. Then you need to robustly check if the drop down radio buttons are there or not, is the if the buttons are causing some other functionalities or not, is it relevant or not. Authorizations you need to check, right? If there is a display authorization, it is needed to be separately maintained. If there's a change and create request, then separately maintained. So all this is a document I have already taken from SAP. You can go through this, read this. Then this is a RICEFW. What are RICEFWs? This is a beautiful document that I got, right? So they have written everything. This is for all modules. They have given one example of MD04. If the client's requirements are not met, how they are going to do. The system IDOC sits in the middle with the SAP system and the second system EDI or the R3 or the third party software. So the conversion, they have given one example of BDC LSMW. So this is the LTMC LSMW template that you have. I'll also show you the same template. And okay, enhancement, the frameworks, the custom logic that I've explained, everything is there. So this is a good kind of document, the RICEFW and the forms. This is a form, right? This is a custom form you have seen. So custom form is there. The workflows are there, right? RICEFW example they have given the workflow. And the technical specification you need to define. So technical specification is made by the technicals. The functional specification is made by the functionals. So this is the basic documentation that we already checked. So they have also given the same. So I will show you the actual how it is looking and what is the change request. So I'll also show you the change request, how we did. So this is a part of print form. This is a part of MSME, how we did. And this is the BDC input. This is the report. So I have taken everything. I've already explained the vendor portal, the third party portal. All this were explained by me. The logics, the mapping template. This is the only thing that was needed to be given. Okay, so let's get there. I'll show you how it is looking. I've stopped the sharing. You can ask your doubts. Let me log into my system, and then we will get the hands-on on the system, that how this is going to look. Please ask your doubts. You have 1 minute exactly. I'll log in. And till now, you got any issues, any doubts anywhere, Anuradha or Guru Raj Abdul?
Nothing as of now, Aman.
Okay, seems like I'm explaining very good. Okay, I'll tell this the same that Everyone is understanding everything. So we'll take a quiz part this weekend or maybe on a weekday. Okay, so I'm logged in. Let me open my GUI. I'll start sharing. Okay, I'll do one for you in quality. Okay, 1 second, sharing screen. Okay, so this is our screen. So first I'll show you about RICEFW, what are the reports. Okay, so I told you about ME to N. So ME to N will go first. So there is a thing called best, scope of list best, right? So let's check how the best looks like. So I have a very small, I think the purchase group of H something something will be very less. So these are the purchase orders of best BEST. I have not entered anything. You can check on my screen. The PUs are there, right? So you can check still to be delivered. It is looking very bad. So it is very difficult for the clients to understand it. So how about an Excel format? ALV. You can also go here. You can also check ALV grid control, right? You can select here. Check this. So you will have all these screens, right? So now all the screens are there. So if I select, and no issues. Okay, so now here what they have is they have release history. So this is SAP standard only. If I click, they'll show the GR, part invoice, the SS number, everything will come here. So I have taken this one purchase group that has very less entries in a plant 1003. So you can see all the other details, right? You can see the supplier number, name, the changed FLM number. So what is FLM? FLM is a separate module. This is a custom development we have given, right? This is called enhancement of a report. So this is a report that was SAP standard. So we have enhanced a SAP standard report. So as you go back here, you can see in the reports, ALV report was made by the SAP, right? Then enhancement, a baddie was taken, a modification was done. We have used FLM number here. Then we have a legacy PO number. So legacy PO number was taken when the conversion was done. Conversion was done in the PO. So let me go fast and show you how the PO looks like. Okay, let me put this only. Okay, so one more thing. I was telling you about a custom enhancement in Migo. So this is my login. So in the Migo, you cannot see gate info DMS attached. So we have one thing called gate pass. I already told you about that gate pass in quite a number of times, and the CISF is there in the main entry gate, right? So we need to enter all this. And there is a thing called DMS. DMS means attached document, the document management system. Any entry that is happening will be reflected here, right? So this is a custom enhancement only. This is also a custom enhancement in the PO. I will show you. We have a customer data tab. Customer data tab is in the header, just by the side of your payment terms, payment processing, sorry. So payment processing tab, we have this DP category, down payment, retention, it is standard. The customer data tab, it is here. The mode of procurement, external contact number, FLM, LD is there or not, security, the everything is there, right? So you have seen the same in the enhancements. So this is nothing but the part of enhancement. They have used enhancement user exits. So let me go to the history of this. If there is any invoice, I'll show you how invoice is there. So okay, so this is a par invoice. Let me show you one enhancement. Okay, so we are in the editing mode. Right now it was saved, right? I have not done anything. Let me go to the attachment list and let me delete the attachment. So let's see what happens. So this is a file that was attached in the January month. We were testing something. Now let's delete that and save. Continue. Now when I will try to save, even if I try to simulate, what will happen? This is showing fiscal year error. Okay, warning. Enter. I think it is not working on old documents. And allowed posting period also. Okay. So actually we made some custom logic. I'll show you how that works. 032024. So simulate button will not come up unless and until I attach a document. So this system should give me warning. So you can see that when I change the date, every warning was gone. Attachment missing in service for object. So this is called service for object in the DMS. Hold the document. If I don't hold or if I don't save, it will not get saved. So this is called service for object. So when I come here, when I create attachment, and when I create attachment, then only it will come. Or I can directly go to the attachment list, and I need to paste some Word document. So a Word document, PDF file, anything. So I'll create a new attachment. Click here and attach any file. All file can be attached. So let me go to the desktop. Pick up any file. A small file can be picked. Okay, some SD I was reading about SD 2-3 weeks ago. So this is done. Then we'll click on save. Now let's see if the error comes. So this is one baddie enhancement. Enhancement spots were very uh, difficult to find by my ABAP team here. So now it is coming, right? Earlier we were getting error. So if I remove, attachment will not come. Okay. So I'll click on save path document. That's it. So this is one enhancement that I wanted to show you. Okay. So we have covered enhancements, the reports, and we have already covered interfaces. I'll not cover it again. Conversions, BDC, I'll show you. BDC forms workflows. Okay, BDC forms will show. So forms /n, your T code was NACE, NACE, right? So we'll go to the purchase order, EF, your output types. Then under output types, we have, okay, MAHN is for dunning, your reminders only. We'll go to the standard, not the standard, we'll go to our custom. So custom form is our PO print, right? We'll go to the processing routines. So when we go to the application of this processing routines, you can see a custom ZMM underscore PO. So ZMM means Z means custom itself. The form routine. So routines is something else that is given by the ABAP team. So routine will be changed by the ABAP. So this is the entry underscore NEO. This is standard SAP. This is a standard NACE RS something program. And this is the custom program. So custom program is developed by the ABAP team. I'll show you the custom program. This is the standard, this is custom SAP form, and you can see the type. Is it a PDF or the smart form? So we are using the smart forms. I can also show you the print session ME23N. So print, I think we saw once. So when we go to the print output, we can see the print output. So this is the custom print that we are getting. So this is just for the sake of your print that you will get with the requirement. So this is the report of print. So if I execute, nothing will happen because this is a coding that is coming from the ABAP. It needs a processing routine, only then it will work. So this was developed in the start. It has a lot of lines of code, right? It will be typical for you to understand right now, but your ABAPer will know. They will know. Just remember that. Now we have covered the forms. We have covered this. The Workflow is given by the slash nswdd. So this is a T code called workflow builder, workflow query builder, or something like that. It is taking some time to load. It will load. So HWD is a ABAP editor. So this is a graphical interface. So they will make the workflow, then they will start, then they will define what steps are needed, right? So I'm not sure how it is done, but if you sit with the ABAP team, they will know. So custom workflows, we don't use it in Our MM's patches and all this will or the software updates will have major updates. So all this is not required in but you should know that how it is done. SWDD is the T code, and SWDB can be used to change the workflows. So this is done by the ABAP team. Then comes the conversion done, enhancement done, forms done, workflows done, reports done. What is left? Okay, a conversion was left. Sorry, my bad. Slash nsc38. So this is one custom program, or we can also okay. So the program name was slash n zm material underscore no okay bdcp underscore upload star. Okay, so this is some QM. I'll write zm star. Okay, so this is our material master upload. So we don't upload the material master via LTMC. I've already shown you how. So all the open POs we are not uploading with the LTMC. We are uploading it with the GR, and all the 561, the initial inventory upload, we are doing it with the GR upload, and its reversal is also there, the material document reversal. So you need to have all these programs. These are the standard programs that will be there. Okay, so this is a BDC program. So what is a BDC? So the custom conversions, whatever we are doing with the ABAP team. If you want a recording, so this is consider this as a recording, conversion recording. So if I will execute, so what will happen? They have given one template. Let's download the template and see what it is. So this is downloaded in the desktop as a material master. So this is the template that got downloaded. We'll check. So there's a particular mapping, right? So there's a particular mapping. So this is mapped with the standard BAPIs, standard recordings, and we cannot change the reference field. I have already logged it. This is the template that I have hand prepared by myself and given to the client. And this is the standard fields that are needed to be filled. We have already pre-filled all the mandatory fields, so the client does not have to do. This is a custom field called the FLM file lifecycle management, or the FLM field that is needed to be filled by the end user. Okay, so this change was done, and BDC program had to be created. And these are the level codes. So this is the internal codification for the external number. So we are not using it as external number range. We have internal number range, but the client wanted, they saw a model and they wanted an external number range. So this is how it is done. So let me brief about a report. I'll talk about FRS tomorrow. I think time is already up. So we'll I'll just continue with the FRS report that we have. I'll just show the report. It is not very big. I'm in the SE38. This is how you run the programs. So I have one program called the invoice status report. I know the T code, but I want to show you the programs. ZMM underscore invoice underscore status. So this is the report for invoice status. So this is the FRS I will be sharing with you guys. We can check that. So my company code is UNL. Sorry, UNL. My business area is 10B1. Okay, so let's check A1 only. A1, and we'll not check anything else. Let's execute it for this. Okay, this is empty. I mistakenly, instead of 1, I press shift 1. Exclamation was there. Okay, we'll continue. We'll end the session in next 2 minutes. Please tell your doubts. Okay, so this is a custom report, right? So in the report part, I told you guys that ALV reports look better. So this is standard ALV report, and we have told the mapper to give a Excel format, right? So this Excel, if I click on this, this will open a Excel file. This will download in the Excel. So the reports that that we have. Okay, disable macro, something warning is there. I think they will copy. Okay, there's something misfunctioning with this. I'll show you the how this is taken in the report to the Excel format. I think that button is not working, but we have taken the report multiple times. We'll go to export. We'll go to spreadsheet, list export spreadsheet. It will come and save. Export, save. When I save, it will open in the background. So it is opening. So this is the report, right? You will get the report. You don't need to do any VLOOKUP. So what happens with this report is that my client wanted one report. The requirement, I'll explain you the requirement. Don't worry, I'll not extend the session. We'll cover with the FRS tomorrow. FRS documentation, I've already explained in brief. We'll cover the specific report FRS tomorrow. The requirement was the client wanted the company code, business area, invoices, that is in the RBKP table. The document status is in the RBKP table, but the park document status is nowhere. The park document status in the VBKPF table. BKPF table is for the parked invoices, right? So the park and held is status is coming from the VBKPF table, and we have accounting document number, account invoice document number. This is the document number that is coming from the tables of the FI. So I gave the FI logic. Attachment status, I showed you the error of the attachments. I showed you on purpose because we have this column. The reference field that is in the Miro, you have already seen. Gross stable currency, you have already seen. The T code used is MIR7 or Miro or anything. So whatever T code we use, it will come here. The training IDs also have placed something. How this is coming? This is coming from the this email ID, phone number. So my client's requirement was our users are not doing any work on ERP. This is what our MD said, right? So MD told that make a report. I want to fire or suspend all those employees that are not working properly on ERP. So they put a project of 110 crores and people are not using that software. What is the use, right? So this was the requirement. So I, instead of just the phone number, email ID, I gave the change on date. So if the document is posted or not, that date, the department, the plant code, the department name. Instead of giving the department ID, I gave the department name. I went a step ahead. I gave their designation, what they do. Okay, that are they assistant engineer or what are they doing? Are they SEs or are they assistant? Are they looking over any new civil projects or not? Then for which PO it is being delayed, right? The per PO we have invoices. So which PO it is getting delayed, which against which vendor they have delayed the invoice, the vendor ID, are the invoice posted or not, who posted it, right? And this is the BTS, bill tracking system, that I showed you in the ALE session of the interfaces. Sorry. Okay, so I'm getting a sneeze. Okay, so these last four I have added at the last. After this go live of the portal, we had to add this. The payment clearing. Payment clearing is happening after the posting of invoices in the FI module. So they have to manually clear the payment invoice. Till Miro, it is till posting only. We have given this logic, and the payment clearing logic also given by me. So I'll explain till invoice this BTS ID and all. So we have to create one custom table for BTS ID. So whichever BTS ID is there, some test cases we have prepared. Whichever BTS ID is there, it will be there. The BTS ID is accepted or not, the date of BTS ID, and the posted by date. So this is PSO BT. So some fields I remember by heart because I had to work with it. and this is our report. This is our requirement that client want. So he only told the requirement. I had to envision it. I had to make a complete report from scratch, and the maintenance. So the maintenance part come here. So these are the fields that came under maintenance activity. So we had to attach in this report, right? Old report was already made on the change request, and these new fields were added here. So this became a complete solution, and I've already explained all this mix, right? So I've already explained what are the functions of this attachment. I've already explained why we added this, why the client said they were the issue with the client is that people are not completing the entire work. They're not giving the payment to the vendor on time. So all this bribery will come, right? In government it is very bad. So even in private also it is bad. So in those cases client will put new steps to control the procurement process. Okay, so we are done with today's session. I'll stop the recording. You guys can ask your questions after this.